Hey!
We're Katie,
Emily.
and we're the founders of All Aboard Opera, the innovative opera company. And we are graduating from Trinity Laban vocal masters course this year.
We are, yes. Yeah.
Terrifying.
Scary times.
Very terrifying.
But exciting times.
Very exciting times, yeah. So All Aboard Opera, our priorities are, we have three kind of pillars to our new company. One of which is accessibility, innovation and adventure. And these priorities were basically come up with so that everything that we do, every project, every educational project, every production will fit those three. And that is so that we can ensure, A, that our productions and educational projects are for everyone, accessibility, that they are innovative, they fit within the innovative opera company branding, and exciting, and adventure. Opera is fun, and we want to kind of remind people of that because sometimes opera is regarded as quite a stuffy genre. So, adventure.
Yeah, and I think, we decided to do it because I think we saw that like almost gap in the market and we'll hear a bit more later about how it came about, but just sort of a gap in the market of these ideas that we've had to have these qualities about an opera company that's just really trying to be accessible and yeah. For the first year, well, one of our plans for the first year is part of the company, we're running a program called Opera Shorts, which is our educational scheme, taking shortened versions of operas that are, anywhere between 10 minutes to an hour into schools, and they sit alongside workshops and can really get kids up singing with us, acting with us, very much engaging them in an art form that they may not have ever experienced before. And we're hoping to have that running for the autumn term, which will be really good to say, and launched in the autumn term.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And as for the production side of things, we can't announce anything yet because it's all still kind of in progress. But we have got a very exciting year ahead. We've got several productions planned. They will be announced shortly. And we're kicking it all off with a big fundraising event. It's not a fundraising concert, it's very exciting. It's going to be very unusual. Fundraising event in September, which, again, all the details of that will be announced soon. So follow us on all the social medias to keep updated and find out more. We're all about Aboard Opera.
Everywhere.
Everything. So
yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, website. We're there.
in terms of who we want to engage with as performers, this past year has been obviously devastating for so many industries, but especially the arts industry. And one of the ways in which it has been particularly difficult is the fact that because all the opera houses and companies have been closed for the past year, people who are graduating now and who actually graduated in the summer last year are essentially competing with the top of the top in this industry for all the roles. So there's a huge collection of really talented young performers who are going to be kind of overlooked for the next year or so. So we really want to kind of offer people chances to perform and roles to put on their CV, which they probably would be getting in a normal world. A big reason why we set up All Aboard Opera is to break down some of those barriers in traditional opera casting. So we won't be rejecting talented singers because of their gender or any other aspect. So we're really interested in kind of taking the genre of opera and reinterpreting it in new and contemporary ways that allow accessibility for all, and that includes everyone on stage and also in the crew. That's really important as well for us.
Yeah, I mean, as far as audience goes, I guess we're looking at engaging, your more traditional audience, but also opening a door to an operatic world to people who maybe wouldn't go and see a conventional thing in a big house, because for all sorts of reasons, maybe it's too expensive, maybe it's too far away from them, maybe they don't really know what it's about and they don't really want to go and sit and watch a 3-hour long production, but we're hoping like making this really immersive and quite a lot of it will be interactive and very much, hopefully getting more people engaged with a genre that we both absolutely love.
Yeah, it comes back to the opera is fun, doesn't it?
It is just fun.
People are gonna enjoy it.
So, like Trinity, is how we met.
Yes.
So that's a really big, important part of this
Yes.
actually coming to fruition. And Trinity Laban being it wouldn't have happened if we had not been studying here.
Yeah.
And I think, both of us have done personal projects and entrepreneurial musician this year that I know both of us used sections of this company for assessments and things, and we've basically just merged it, which has worked really well actually. Hopefully will go work. But at the moment, so far so good.
Yeah.
But it was born out of assessments we've had at college. So.
Yeah, and I also think doing a master's during a pandemic, we've both had to really develop, and along with our entire year, have really had to develop our digital skills, so digital production, editing, sound editing, video editing, all of the above, home recording, and that has opened up a lot of doors. It's certainly helped us develop a lot of skills, and it's also kind of really opened up actually the world to the potentials of digital opera, which is quite exciting, which is something that kind of all aboard opera is kind of all about: unconventional, innovative staging, and exciting new methods in which to approach opera. So I think these 2 years have been hugely impactful.
Yeah.
So our partnership came about really this year and the end of last year, because Emily and I both worked with Puzzle Piece Opera, of whom Emily is the president currently.
Although not for long.
Not for long. Very soon handing over to a new team. And we put on the Marriage of Figure together. So Emily was the producer and I was the director. And essentially we were already friends before, but we realised through this process that not only do we get on really well, but we work really well together.
Yeah.
Really well.
And it's just it was so easy to work with and like get on in that setting, which is obviously so important. And like was just that process, putting it on. So we filmed it in March of this year. So we were in lockdown at the time.
Yes.
Just come out of lockdown 3.
Most of the rehearsals were in lockdown.
So don't know for Zoom, which was quite something. But working, and like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
And I think we both realised that if we could survive that process and
thrive, that show we're really, really proud of that show.
That we would be able to do anything together.
Yeah. And what was really inspiring, I think, is with that performance we involved, what was it, 28 students from Trinity Laban, from first year undergrad all the way through to graduating master's students, and it was really, really exciting watching these people who, at the time of filming, the majority of whom hadn't performed in over a year, get to perform, and it was
and sing together,
and it was because we had like created this opportunity for them, and that was really empowering and exciting. And from a director's perspective, it was great because Emily just kind of let me go crazy with all the weird ideas.
Maybe taming slightly here and there, but
occasionally,
most of the time.
But she's also like the most organised person on the planet, so it's a dream creative team. It really was. It was fantastic. So I think that was a very natural progression, and even towards the end of the filming, we were thinking, right, how are we going to take Figaro forward?
Yeah,
are we going to do this in the future?
Are we going to do a revival at some point? If, like, as a live production, we were looking at possibly doing it in the summer term. Wasn't going to happen for all sorts of reasons.
Yeah.
But even then we were thinking about going forward. Yeah. And I guess, one of the projects I was doing opera shorts, and I it was something I like wanted to take on beyond college, and I mentioned to Katie, or like, do you want to like maybe come aboard? Although at the time didn't know how perfect that line would be. But you know, and do it together kind of thing. And we sat and had a chat about it, and it
developed very well and very kind of naturally, because my entrepreneurial musicianship project had been setting up an opera company. Back then it was called an immersive opera company, but we kind of rebranded to innovative opera company, because that's more what we wanted to create. And then for my personal project, I had created an immersive digital opera. So we realised that we had already built these foundation blocks kind of by accident, and that they work really well together.
Yeah, and when we both read through our assignments for our entrepreneurial musician, when we were both creating business plans, and realised that actually a lot of it very much lined up, like the ethos of what we were doing and stuff, all very much lined up, and was scary similar, some of it.
I think we've both been young musicians in the opera industry for quite some time, and we recognise that while this industry is absolutely amazing, there are kind of a lot of barriers, and there's a lot of gatekeeping, and there's a lot of issues, things that we want to kind of, we're not saying that we can magically fix that overnight, but we want to be a part of the change. I think, having more women in opera behind the scenes, I think is really, really important, and accessibility, inclusivity, like key pillars of all aboard opera's ethos, and that's exactly it. When we read each other's business plans, we were like, oh, we're thinking the same things. We want to do the same things.
Like, there was never a massive clash of thing going, oh, but which bit of this are we going to take, which bit of that are we going to be taking? It kind of just aligned really nicely.
She says this now, and then when she sees all my plans for the crazy shows I want to do,
you could never surprise me.
That's the best part. That's the best part.
Never surprise me.
Thank you so much for watching our introduction to All Aboard Opera. We're a very new opera company, and we're really, really excited to get started. Make sure you follow us on all our social medias at All Aboard Opera on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All our updates about our upcoming shows, our upcoming educational projects, and details of how to book us for corporate events and private events will all be available there, and on our website www.allaboardopera.com.
Yeah, we've also got a GoFundMe page, so if you feel like you want to support our cause, please go and give a donation. Like, the 50p,
absolutely.
However much you want, every little helps, but it would be amazing to have your support.
That really would be incredible, and without you guys we can't get out of harbour.
No.
Can't set sail. Thank you so much.
Thank you, bye.